I am changing a few things to see how, I don't know, we just need to change some stuff. Yeah, we need to change some stuff to make sure that we are being as successful as they need us to be. So I'm kind of changing the way that I teach things. As you can tell, there was song. So we're going to have more songs, right? Because how many of you listen to the radio a lot and just kind of sing these songs all the time? Like, I do. I know I do. I sing songs, and there's times when you'll catch us running around the house and there's no music on, but by golly, somebody's singing. So we tend to remember songs, so we're going to kind of do that. I know that when you go into Canvas, you guys see a week 20 warm-up. Well, instead of the warm-up being a separate file, I think and I'm going to try this, and so bear with me because there's a chance it could change. What I want to do is I want to change it so that I'm going to roll through this slideshow, and I want you to see. So you have what we're doing today, the water cycle day 2. You have the guiding question. So again, we're still looking at what is the role of the sun in the water cycle. You have your agendas for the morning, agendas for the afternoon, our Google Meets etiquette, our class norms, our mission statement, our goal. Ooh, I have an idea. I need to add our graphs. And we're going to start tracking growth and graphs. You have today's learning objectives. This one has blanks. So we'll be filling in these blanks in Cami. You'll be adding. Then the problem of the day. So before we had a warm-up. And so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start building up your warm-up as the problem of the day inside of the slide in Cami. And so you're only going to one place. And then we're going to do our notes, but instead of you doing it on a separate sheet of paper, we're going to be adding information to this, and you're going to be typing it in instead of doing it on a separate sheet of paper. That way, whenever you turn stuff in, you're turning it all in at once, okay? So this is kind of what I want to do, is make sure that we're not going in 20 million different places. And like I said, this is more about you talking and doing it versus me talking and doing it. All right? All right. I only sing anime song. Well, we will, you're going to have to learn to sing some science songs too. So let's go ahead and run through this like we normally would. Our agenda today is we're going to review our Google Meets etiquette, review our class norms, review and recite the mission statement and goals. And in science, we're going to do the problem of the day. Then we're going to work on the assignment for Thursday. And then if we have time, we'll do math workshops. Our Google Meets etiquette is... somebody has raised their hand, so hang on just a second. Actually, let me pause for a second because I want to back up. Make sure y'all have this open. Hang on. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, so our Google Meets etiquette. Make sure that you show up on time. Remember, we are to be here at 7:50 in the morning. Our time to be on the meeting is at 7:50. I highly recommend you set an alarm at 7:45 that tells you to go ahead and get logged on. Please make sure that you have a quiet place to work. I am going to tell you firsthand. I know this firsthand from experience being at home for the last 2 days. It is hard to work at home when there is noise going on. Okay? So if you have a personal bedroom that you can go to, do it. If you have a closet you can go turn on the light, you need to go there and set you up a workspace there. I know it sounds crazy, But it was hard because I was having to listen to my son's teacher speak. I was listening to my husband on his calls. Guys, you cannot learn when all that noise is going on. You need to find a quiet place. And if you do not have a quiet place and you have people all around you, you guys need to have a discussion with them and let them know that you need a quiet place to work because it is hard. It is really, really hard. You are at school. You are at school. You should be sitting up in a chair somewhere. You should be sitting at a desk. I had my son set up at the end of the dining room table because he had all this space to work. You need a spot to work each and every day that is yours, that you are working hard at because, guys, it is hard. It is really hard. I'm telling you, firsthand, I had my son in the middle of the meetings going, Mommy, can I get a snack? Absolutely not, because I'm working too, and you should be as well. If you guys were sitting here, you can't just get up and walk around. You would have to sit in your seat and get the work done, right? So that's what you need to be doing sitting at home. So please find a spot so we can all be successful. That's how we work best. If you have music going in the background, you need to turn it off. Unless it's classical music. If you have a TV in the background, turn it off. You need a quiet place to work, please. You need to make sure you have all your supplies. That's something else. I packed my son's lunch, his binder, and everything else. I said it. He was off to school. He walked 10 feet to go to the end of the table with all his materials, all of his supplies, so he did not have to get up and go get anything. Everything was right there. Make sure you keep your microphone on mute. For some of you, I know that you got so much going on that you're constantly clicking and you'll unmute and we can hear everything in your background. Please stay on mute. Your video needs to be on. Guys, I make a big deal about this. Your video needs to be on. I know you don't want to be seen, and if that's the case, you need to tilt it back enough that you can see your screen, but I can see the top of your head so that I know that you're sitting there. Please turn your video on. Layla, Brianna, Tamari, Yusuf, I need your video on. Come on, guys. I spent 30 minutes yesterday trying to get videos on. Let's not ever do that again. Let's go. Videos on. Videos on. If I have to start taking screenshots of you with your cameras off and sending them, I will. You need to quit. Video needs to be on. Tamari and Yusuf, you need to turn them on. Please raise your hand or use the nod button to ask a question. Do not just unmute and start talking. I'm begging you. That interrupts. We need to not do that. Make sure that you're sitting up fully engaged in your learning. I see some of you laying around. Guys, if this was your job, you wouldn't be able to lay down on the job. I can't lay down and teach. That's not how this works. You need to find a place that you are sitting up and working. You should not be lounging around in your bed or sitting on the couch. You need a seat to sit in. The dining room table is a perfect place if you don't have room for a desk. And then make sure that you leave at the end of the meeting. You are not allowed to be in the meeting without a teacher or an instructor, so you need to make sure that you are leaving at the end of the meeting. Our class norms are to be kind, be respectful, and be working. Guys, that kind piece, that goes along with not interrupting, right? That respectful piece goes along with making sure that you're not doing something in your screen that's distracting others, like covering up the camera with something blue. That's a distraction. Okay, if you are all sitting somewhere working, you are not distracting others. I don't know how many more screens that y'all can see, but I'm telling you right now, if you are like waving your arms all in the screen and moving around, that's noticeable and that's a distraction. If you are working, if you are sitting up and you are fully engaged and fully working, two things are going to happen. Number one and two, just fall in place. Number two, you get all of your assignments done in every class exactly the way that it's supposed to be. Okay? That means you need to be working. You need to be working. None of this stuff that we do with you should be done after school. Okay? Yes, I'm supposed to give you homework, but guys, I design it to get done in class. In class. And I'm going to tell you, talking to Miss Lindsay and Miss Harani, they do the same thing. So if you're doing work after school, you're not paying attention in class. You need to stay on your meetings. and get things taken care of, okay? Our mission statement. You do not have to unmute. I can see all of you. You need to say the words. We will work together as friends and family in Mrs. Met's class to gain more knowledge, to work, and to learn so we can all be successful. We will listen to each other, help each other, and encourage each other. We will make things happen and show the world we will not accept anything short of the best. There we go. I'll print some of those. Good job, guys. All right. Our class goal is 100% of Mrs. Met students will show growth on unit assessments throughout the 2020-2021 school year. They will accomplish this goal by being purposeful and intentional with their time and learning. Today's learning objectives. Let's see what we can fill in based on that song that we keep singing, right? Let's see what we can do based on that song. So, you're going to be entering text boxes. So you will be able to draw and label how water cycles move above and on the surface of the earth using the following terms. So I am going to see, I don't know if it'll let me. I wonder if that box highlighter. So these words are going to be words, so I'm highlighting words. I recommend you highlight these words as well. So I am doing what you should be doing on this file. I am doing what you should be doing on this file. I want so raise your hand. Actually, here's what I want you to do. We are going to read through the list of highlighted words. Do y'all all have them highlighted? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. You need to highlight these words. You need to sit up and get busy. Raise your hand if you would like to say these words out loud with us, because we need to be saying them. Somebody want to unmute and say these words with me? A couple of you do? All right, let's go in and we're going to add a text box. I'm going to add text boxes to fill in these words. Are y'all doing this with me? We're adding text boxes to fill in these words. So, the sun. First thing I'm going to do, what role does the sun play in the water cycle? What role does the sun play in the water cycle? Somebody want to raise their hand for me? You are absolutely correct. So I'm going to add a text box, and I am going to add that information over here. So I'm going to add a text box right here. Just kidding. Where's my text box? Let's try that again. I'm going to add a text box. And we are going to type, the sun heats the water. I'm going to have to make that smaller. It evaporates and rises. Might help if I spell that wrong. Evaporates and rises. And then I can shrink it. I can change the size. Go over here, change my size. Save 18. I'm going to do 14. Change it to 14. See? So I typed in, the sun heats the water, it evaporates and rises. When you are done, come back to the meeting, and I want to hear everybody say it. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Or better yet, how about I just set a timer for 1 minute? I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute. Set a 1 minute timer. Oh, I got duns over here.
1 minute and counting.
Look at y'all. I got some duns. I like those duns. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want everybody to unmute, and we are going to read those two sentences together. Are y'all ready? Everybody unmute. Ready? We're going to do it a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. The sun heats the water. It evaporates and rises. Okay, let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The sun All right, go back on mute. Thanks, guys. And for all of you who didn't say it, next time I'm going to make you say it alone. Got it? Oh, that gets y'all's attention, doesn't it? Sure it does. I see those big old eyebrows going up. What? Yeah. It's a whole lot easier when we say it together versus you saying it by yourself, so you get to choose. Ha! All right. Evaporation changes water from a what to a what and rises up. It changes water from a what to a what? From a liquid to a what? A vapor or a gas. Okay, so we're going to type that in. It changes water from a liquid to a vapor or gas. So type in. Changes water from a liquid to a vapor or gas and rises up. Oh, okay. How about transpiration? Transpiration is blank from plants and leaves sweating. Transpiration is blank from plants and leaves sweating. Look at the word above it. It is blank from plants and leaves sweating. Hang on. It's what? Oh. Hang on. Absolutely correct. It is evaporation. It is evaporation. Good job. So transpiration is evaporation from plants and leaves sweating. Condensation is the gathering of what forming a what? A gathering of what forming a what? Condensation is a gathering of what forming a what? Precipitation comes from the blank in the form of blank, blank, and blank. Anybody know what that is? It doesn't come from transpiration. It comes from something that has developed in the sky because of the collection of gas. Yes. Rain, snow, and hail. What? Like the small ones? Go check that bag up there. That orange bag on the wall? Oh, wait, right here, Miley. How many do y'all need? Huh? So, it comes from the clouds in the form of rain, snow, and hail, right? How about runoff? Runoff is blank flowing on the earth's blank. Runoff is blank flowing on the earth's well, groundwater is something different. So it's flowing on the earth's what? What? So runoff is water flowing on the earth's what? I wish there was a way I could like hold up your names and I would have to quit pausing this. It is the Earth's surface. You are correct. The Earth's surface. So, accumulation is the blank of blank water. Accumulation is the, what do we do when we all come together? We call it a what? It's something we're technically not supposed to do right now. You're not supposed to do what for more than 10 people? Yes, we'll go with that. It is gathering of, I'm going to say surface water. I'm going to say the gathering of surface water. Does that make sense? Because then groundwater is, and I'm just going to go ahead. So groundwater, so if accumulation is the gathering of surface water, then groundwater is something else. Percolation. Percolation is that one's not in there. Percolation is well, what's the water cycle all about? Okay. So percolation is water soaking into the what? Soaking into the Earth's surface for what? Why does it soak into the Earth's surface? For what? Well, the water that goes into the Earth's surface goes somewhere. It goes to something so that it can grow. What does it go to? The plants. You are correct. Groundwater. Groundwater is what under the what and used by humans. Groundwater is what? Hang on. Woo. Say that again. You are absolutely correct. Groundwater is under the Earth's surface and used by humans. I am going to give you because we need to move along. So I'm going to give you 2-3 minutes to finish typing that up. You should have been typing it with us, right? You should have been listening and typing it with us. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to finish that up. Set a 2-minute timer.
Okay, 2 minutes and counting.
So we're going to kind of switch our gears real quick. So the problem of the day is to use the diagram below to answer the question. So number 1 says, or the picture number 1 is sandy soil. Picture number 2 is soil with high clay content. And picture number 3 is soil with high content of decayed plant and materials. So, students collect 3 samples of 3 different types of soils. They inspect their samples with a hand lens and rubbed each sample with their fingers. What question was their investigation designed to answer? So, let's think about that. So if they used their hand lens and rubbed each sample with their fingers, what do we think they were testing for? What do we know when we touch it? So the key word there is they rubbed each sample with their, actually I'm going to highlight that. Hang on. I see some of you raising your hand. Give me a second because I want to highlight that. Rubbed each sample, which means I'm testing for something. I'm testing for something. Type that in. Touching for texture. Touching for texture. We know how something feels and what the texture is by touching it. So now that we've filled this in, I can go down to the bottom where it has now my multiple choice. So which multiple choice answer would I choose based on the information that I just highlighted? I see it. Some of you are holding it up. Some of you are, maybe that's backwards. Was that backwards? I don't know which one it is, but do y'all see that? Do y'all see what letter it is? Yes. Or it could be the third one. Very good, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to highlight my answer. I'm really liking this highlighting tool. I really like that. That's fantastic. All right. Good job on that. So that's kind of how these problem of the days are going to go, but I think I need to switch the order that they're in. You're going to find that you're going to have the first copy of the problem of the day is going to be where we are going to highlight information and type in what we know before we even get to the answer choices, because that's something that I want you guys to get into the habit of doing. When y'all take an assessment, I don't think you can draw on it like we were doing, but you can highlight things. So I want you to start highlighting the key words and the important information before you select your answers so that you can think about why is that important. All right, let's go to this. We are going to be filling in information from here, and I am going to tell you a lot of it is down here. I gave you a picture of it because I wanted you to know what it is. But essentially what we're doing is we are taking the words from our learning objectives, right? And we are going to label our water cycle with those words. Thumbs up? All right. So what's this big orange thing over here on the right? What are we going to label that? What are we going to label that? It's what? It is the sun. And what does it do? What's the next word we're going to label? What's the next word to label? What do we want to label next? I'm going to start calling on y'all because I get the same people every time. Or, I got it. You can chat which word you want to label next. What word are we going to label next? We want to label the clouds, but we don't label them cloud. What do we label the cloud? What do we, yes, we label it condensation. So I'm going to come over here, add me a text box, and I'm going to type in condensation. Somebody want to read to me what condensation is? Hang on a minute. Let me pause. You are absolutely correct. And I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but I am not writing the exact same definition that we wrote up top, am I? Yep. I see you typing it. It's when vapor turns into a cloud. You're absolutely correct. The reason why I'm not writing the exact same words is because y'all need to be able to realize that not every definition is going to be exactly the same, okay? All right. I'm going to highlight this and make it bold. All right. So the next one that we want to do. What's the next one? Somebody said the flowers. What's coming up, Edo? Somebody says precipitation. So, guys, stop talking about Corey and everything else. This is the water cycle. The water cycle. Only be messaging the water cycle. Khadijah, yes. The flowers are transpiration. The flowers are transpiration. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to make my font a little bit smaller. Flowers. We're going to put transpiration. What is transpiration? Somebody want to tell me what it is? What is transpiration? Show me the next one. We want to do the hill. Well, run off the hill. We can do, there's whatever, which one. I say we do precipitation. Let's do precipitation. So I'm going to go over here, type in precipitation is, somebody tell me what precipitation is. So it can be in the form of snow, rain, or hail. Yep. That's it. Which one are we going to do next? We got 3 left. We got evaporation, runoff, and groundwater that we need to finish before we leave. We need to finish these 3 because I want you to be able to hit submit, submit. Let's do runoff. Runoff. What is runoff? Just tell me. Unmute and tell me. What is runoff? Just unmute and tell me. What's runoff? It's what? Yep. Runoff is the water flowing on the Earth's surface. Oh, I guess we have accumulation too. We're going to run out of time. We need to finish this. Groundwater. These spots are groundwater. Somebody tell me what groundwater is. Just unmute and tell me. What is groundwater? Groundwater is soaked into the ground. Evaporation. Somebody tell me what evaporation is. It's steam. Yes, it is. But we're not going to call it steam. We're going to call it what? Vapor or... Yes. And then there's one that we missed. Accumulation. What's accumulation? Unmute and tell me. Very good. Uh-oh. All right, so, all right, so you should have all that. If you don't, please know that you need to get it done so you can click submit, save as. Guys, if you look down here, you have it completed. There's a couple of words that are missing, like the definition of groundwater is missing, but it's nothing you can't fill in and turn in, right? So give me a thumbs up. You can finish this and click submit, submit by the end of the day today. Yes? Thumbs up? Okay. Y'all go ahead and go. Grab a drink of water. Go to the restroom before you meet with Miss Harani, and I will see you guys back here at 2:25. Bye.